You have always been the strong one. You've always been the one to keep it together, the go to person when people have problems and they need to talk it out. You have been the one that they come to. But there is someone else that is calling out to you. And I wonder, do you actually hear her? She is, in fact, the little girl inside.
Elevate with Monique. Elevate. Elevate with Monique.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Elect Elevation with your hostess, me, Mo. And in this episode, we are talking about when we decided to see the little girl inside of us and how much she sets us free. Now, I shared this story in another video, but I'm going to share it for those of you who have never heard this story before. When I started to engage and recognize the little girl inside of me, the very first time I saw her, I was shocked. I was doing a visualization exercise and I was sitting there, I'm calling her forth, and I'm imagining where she is at this point in my life. I didn't even know what age I was going to see first, but she must have been about 6 or 7. And she was standing in a field, a beautiful green field, and literally was standing in the middle of the field all alone, irate, screaming at the top of her lungs. She was sad, she was crying, and it broke my heart to see her in that state. And I didn't know that that is where I left her. I wonder if you do the same exercise, where will you find the little girl inside of you? Now, I'm just going to say it. Sis, you are not broken, and neither was I. You are becoming, and she is waiting for you. The little girl inside, she is actually waiting for you. She's depending on you. She needs to know that you are still there and that you acknowledge and recognize that she is still very much a part of you. There is a cost of not seeing the little girl inside of us. And many people are walking around every single day paying this cost. And I want to share a couple of ways that you can identify if you are paying for the cost. Are you striving for perfection? That was my story. I felt like I needed to be perfect all the time. Not only because I felt like the pressure of being perfect was placed on me, but I also felt like I needed to overcompensate for the things that I had lost and missed out in my childhood. And so I was always striving for perfection, but we know that perfection is not a place. It is not something that we can attain. And so it caused more frustration, and I was confused, and I was never satisfied with what I was developing and producing in my life. The third way that you might be paying the cost is by seeking external validation from others versus cultivating your own inner security. Now, I know this one all too well at some point in my life because seeking external validation allowed me to believe that what I was doing was good, what I was doing was right. But what I was doing was robbing myself of the opportunity to create that inner peace and that inner security with the little girl that was still standing in the back of that, in the front of that field, and waiting for me to validate her, waiting for me to show up for her, waiting for me to be the front and center that she needed in her life. That was a cost I was paying. Are you paying the same cost? Now, liberation, freedom begins when you start to see her. And I know that this is a topic that people are not just running to and gravitating to, because who wants to talk about inner child wounds? Many times we're running from or trying to suppress or leave that behind so that we can forge ahead. But when we are able to see the little girl inside of us, there is a sense of freedom that comes with that. You're able to acknowledge pain. If something shifts in your life, if someone hurts you, you are actually able to communicate that because you have this sense of freedom. You no longer feel like you have to guard yourself and feel weak if you say, hey, that hurt me. That hurt my feelings. I didn't like the way you did a certain thing. I promise you, when you start to acknowledge the pain that you or that the little girl inside is dealing with, you will feel a shift in your life. You will feel a lightheartedness that comes about in your world. Another way that liberation allows you to see her is you stop silencing her voice and you allow her to express herself. Just think about it. A little girl, let's not even use your little girl. Just think about a little girl who is the most innocent and authentic version of herself. If she doesn't like something, what is she going to do? She's going to say, I don't like that. I don't want that. I want this instead, right? She is vocal. She is able to express herself in the most authentic way. And so it is with the little girl inside when you liberate her, when you allow her the space to express her feelings, express her emotions. The other thing is when you liberate her, you can begin to speak life into her. We know that life and death is in the power of our tongue, right? And so if we are speaking life to the little girl, as a matter of fact, I remember talking to myself, literally talking to myself. I was really talking to that little girl. I was telling her, you are safe. You are protected. You are absolutely perfect in God's image. You are okay. And as I was able to use my words, use my throat chakra, to speak life into that little girl, I can't tell you how much it began to liberate me in the adult version of myself. I was able to start using my words to even speak life into myself as the adult version of who I am. And then also, when you liberate her, you validate her feelings. You validate the fact that if she's in pain right now, or if she's sad right now, or if she's happy and jovial, you can validate that. The same way you would validate your child, the same way you would validate someone else by affirming them and saying, you know what, it's okay to feel this way. It's okay if you're not happy right now. It's okay if that person hurt your feelings. I understand and I'm holding space for you. I'm not judging you. I'm not telling you that you have to move along and that you need to move faster, that you need to get over it. I hear you and I'm sitting with you and I'm giving you the place and the space to process those feelings. I really hope that this helps you to reconnect with the little girl version of yourself. And if you are saying, well, Mo, I don't even really know where to start. Like, I don't even know if I'm connected to her or where she is. I have something for you. I have created a tool that will help you to acknowledge and identify how connected are you to the little girl inside of you. It is called an inner child assessment, connection assessment. And really, what it is, it's a simple assessment, but it's not just any assessment. This is going to be the key to help you identify where you are with your connection with the little girl inside, and also what is she needing from you right now today. So I encourage you to click the link wherever it is in the description, in my bio. Click the link somewhere in this video. Take the assessment. It's absolutely free. And let's start to reconnect with the little girl inside. I want to say thank you so much for joining. And if this content resonates with you, I encourage you to like the video And if we are on the same frequency and you love this type of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button too so that you can get all of the latest videos and content that I release. I will see you in the next video. Bye.